Which brings us to how will technology be used in braking? Tech is being used in braking in multiple different ways, different facets. Whether or not you're going to be using it to develop a business, or you're going to be using tech to develop, some type of automated program that can help you, run an event a lot more smoother, or even payments. So there is something called Sora AI, guys. And you guys probably don't know about it yet. And some of you guys probably do. But Sora AI is an AI software that turns text to movies or text to videos. And it's high quality, and
it looks crazy.
You literally can't tell apart the difference between the AI generated images or videos versus something in real life.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
It's pretty close.
And there are some glitches in it as well.
I mean, and even some of the glitches I saw were like kind of not noticeable if you weren't looking at them.
Yeah. If you're not, but some of them are obvious.
It's the movement is, I think, the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Me. But did you see Marquez made a whole review video based on Sora?
Yeah, and he gave you the option of looking at one, AI generated image versus a real one, and which one is fake, which one is real, and you really couldn't tell which was which, right?
Yeah.
So Sora had made like its headway into this whole AI industry. Not even? I don't think it's been even a full year.
I don't know the history of Sora. I just remember them bringing it up and talking about it over the last year and a half, I think.
Yeah.
And it's always kind of been rumored as like, oh, this very powerful AI video creation tool, and this is how movies are going to be made in the future, and blah, blah, blah. And now people actually have access to it.
All y'all movie ninjas, it's a wrap.
CGI artists are over.
Which brings me to this. So the Hafa will be, or I shall be, creating a movie using AI. Be on the lookout for that. But
you're going to be a film director?
Yes, I will be.
Oh, man.
But I've always wanted to get into film, but I thought this would probably be a really cool project to get into. But I won't give you too much into that. But I think with what's happening with AI and how it could be utilized in braking, obviously payments, creating these tickets, QR code generated tickets and stuff like that, which I'm looking into possibly implementing into the next event. But seeing how people can do all this stuff, you really don't need like a third person or a middleman to like kind of like get some of these events rolling, right? So I think with like AI, man, it's kind of gonna like kind of boom the industry in a particular direction that I think I think it actually might make things a lot more feasible and available to the general public.
One thing I see with tech in the braking community, if we're talking about, there's a couple of different things, right? If we're talking about events, we're still catching up to what major events are using. And I think that if you look at the major events, right, like basically Red Bull freestyle session, but really Red Bull.
Yeah.
The level of camera work, camera connection, and the whole production level of that, screens, when it comes to, I think using those judging systems where everything's recorded, right? All of those things are what we're using today. And I think those have elevated our ability to, number one, take history, elevate the look. And then obviously some people are using different payment systems and stuff like that. But what's like the next technological addition to like a braking event or a breakers kind of system and how they work? And I think
the next biggest thing, and you're already kind of seeing it now, is cryptocurrencies, guys. Take it from me, I think cryptocurrency is going to take over. I know it's a sensitive topic for you, Chaz. I know
it's not sensitive. It's just absurd. I want you to tell me how crypto is going to directly affect braking.
So a lot of people, when they look at crypto, they look at it as, oh, I'm just investing and I'm making money, right? But what is crypto? And, I do plan on implementing this sometime in the future, right? I mean, there's plans of me like creating an educational course on all of this, but crypto is just some type of monetary representation of technology on a blockchain. So that's what crypto really is. Now, so let's say, for instance, you have one XRP, right? XRP it's really efficient at payments. So, for instance, and this is some crypto news for you guys. RLUSD was just approved by the most critically like scrutinized financial institution of New York, right? But they pretty much approved of the use of RLUSD, which is a stable coin. It's a 1-to-1 peg for the US dollar. And if I can just send you money, right, from my phone directly to you without a bank, all of the transaction costs, all of the nostro vostro, all of the stuff that happens in the background is no longer a thing.
So again, this is me trying to figure out if I can connect the dots.
Yeah.
Because he ain't.
Go ahead and ask our questions, man. Y'all go ahead and ask them questions.
Are you saying that, because there's conversations of event organizers, man, saying it costs a lot of money and it costs money to throw an event, breaking events kind of be on the low sometimes, blah, blah, blah. And if we're making payments through the bank, through whatever, and they're taking a little bit off the top, every single ticket that's purchased and all this other stuff, are you saying that we could just be paying direct?
Yep. Direct. And the thing is with crypto, you can generate these QR codes that, you can put on your websites or at the front desk or whatever on whatever product, and they just simply send, your payments directly to that. Now, more crypto news for you guys. So Donald Trump has implemented this plan to try and remove capital gains tax on any American-made crypto. So that means as far as, into his inauguration into 2025, if you have, a U.S. created crypto, you may possibly may not have to pay capital gains tax on it. So that is big news.
Be a business of the future. And hopefully all the B-boys and B-girls are out there investing with their right mind and finding some things that are assets and growing value. Operating in assets, man, you might find yourself in a new place, in a new time, with a new bank account.
A new bank account. I mean, I think all of this is going to be really interesting, but we've already seen crypto, make tremendous moves in the market already, right? And looking into 2025, I think that there's so much to be optimistic about when it comes to the economies and economic value of what holding crypto could potentially look like. But these are the type of technologies that I think are going to be the next layer of what we kind of like used to look at the internet. Like, I think, we used to look at the internet like, oh man, I can do this small thing. And it doesn't really mean much, but a small few percentage of people would actually use the technology for, real use case purposes. And now, you have crypto being used in the similar fashion. So, like I was saying, you do the thing with payments on XRP or, XLM or some other payment enabled platform. And then you have Algorand, which is doing the smart contract. You can do these things where, you can generate interest based and actual fractional ownership of real estate and stuff like that. And also issue tickets, like customized tickets, which are collectible items, like in the form of NFTs and stuff like that. Which
that's kind of an item really cool. I think that could really be cool. What are some of the things that we get from as commemorative items from jams? In the future, this might be one of those things. You can kind of showcase some digital piece of media that you might get from a gem in the future. And
Yep.
keep every single ticket that you have, with a particular hash, with your particular kind of coin attached to it.
Yeah. So you know how we were talking about how, there's some of these moves that are being digitized and they're, being used in that way. You can literally create an NFT of that, make a 10 of 10, right? And only 10 of these will be distributed, and you can make them, you can sell them. And then each of those have some type of monetary value attached to it. And then when you sell it, you could still earn even if someone else sell it to someone else.
So how long into the future until these are traded like old B-boy tapes at every gym?
That's a good question. But if it's gonna be utilized on the blockchain, one, we can kind of permanently or in an endless way kind of store all of these moves. We can even capitalize it in a way we can say first person movers like originators of moves. We can actually have that tied to NFTs and track it with the blockchain and stuff like that.
Keep a history. And keep a history of who passed the move on.
Yeah, and that's how we can actually look at how breaking could be used by technology.
Dang. Well, how many breakers have you talked to that are investing and have invested in crypto? That's I think an interesting.
I've spoken to a few, and I mean, more prominently, I think I've tried convincing a lot of people in Rad. But I've
on the next level, man.
Yeah, but I've went back and forth with Rocks, right? And I've had this long history of just research, and coming from a tech background myself, I just kind of like doing some of these things. So I have this perspective into it that I'm willing to have that conversation with anyone. So
betting on the future.
Yeah. So, and I think I've even spoken to Cross One about this before. But I think the next thing that'll really take crypto further is regulation. Once we actually start getting some laws and how certain things could be used and how it can interconnect with the banks,
Business
I think
will be more comfortable with it.
Yeah. And I think, I think the development of some of these networks would be a little bit more widespread in a way where people are like, okay, I can really use this now. I can let me actually develop this without the fear of me getting sued.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Breaking right now, still catching up with other events. If we jump on the forefront of this whole other thing, either we jump in front of it or we got to catch up. So it's one or the other. I had a question. We were on the topic of AI and moves and originators of moves and things like that. At what point are we going to use AI to come up with the next power move? The next piece of breaking? Are we just going to be prompting AI to be like, hey, create me a new set of footwork?
You mean asking the robot to really create something for you?
Create new footwork.
Make this new footwork for me.
Hey, put together my round for BC1 so I can win.
Well, I mean, I
to analyze the rounds.
Yeah. I think, and we broke this down in a way earlier episode. Break down moves to a way where you can try and optimize your rounds and stuff like that. But also trying to make some of these new moves. I think a way that it could be used in that way is simulation, and learning, which is crazy because if we, hey, how do I do a double air track? Right. Bro. And we've seen Iron Monkey come very close, right? If he had a simulation model that, he let's say he recorded himself and then he went about it, AI can literally, tweak his movements in a way where it's okay, you have to close your legs by this much more centimeters. And then this will actually increase your rotational speed by, 5%. And by doing that, you'll at least be able to make your second turn. And, voila, you've got your double air track, right? So it's definitely something that's going to have to be a back and forth type of training. Yeah. But the fact that we will have that opportunity to do that is insane.
I'm going to tell you, I was watching a channel that was playing some old Nickelodeon cartoons one day, super nostalgic. It had all that on. It had.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That some of that stuff be like.
It'd be so fire.
It be making me sad, man.
Oh no!
I'm like,
all the commercials and everything. I was like, I remember that.
I know they be having the commercials with the show, so like it brings you back to that nostalgia.
I'll
feeling.
be sipping on Capri Suns. Yeah.
Hey, wait, who's this man? Get out of here, bro.
Nah, but believe it or not, in like 1999, Rocket Power had an episode on this very topic, using computer simulations to figure out the next craziest skateboard or BMX move, and actually competing at a competition with that. Like, if you don't believe me, look it up. Like, 1999, Rocket Power had an episode about this. Like,
this man got good memory.
Is it possible?
This man got good memory.
Man, one of these days, man, somebody gonna be doing some crazy next level move, and it's gonna be AI created, AI generated.
I feel like there's something like this on Dexter Laboratory.
Gotta be.
I feel like there's something like this.
I mean, all these dreams coming to reality. I mean, we had the Jetsons with the. We got it.
Yeah, steal the wallet and then go down the space. Yeah, but anyways, that wraps up the episode for today, guys. Third time to try. Turn it off. So, guys, thank you again for joining us today on the Hot Pot podcast. And also be sure to tune into the hotpotstudio.com to check out your favorite merch and stream your favorite episodes, listen to your favorite episodes, and also give us a message. Anything else you want to say?
I think I'm going to go get me another t-shirt, bro.
I think so. Me too.
That red color was tight.
I got to get me another red too. I think I ended up losing it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best audience on earth. Check us out once again at the hotpotstudio.com. Shop for your favorite merch, stream your favorite episodes, and also connect with us and send us a few messages because we appreciate that too.